Hi, this is Aaron, and I'm back, and this will be the final tank rotation. This will be the Gunbreaker, and personally, I will probably be doing the Dragoon next because it's my favorite of the DPS classes. King was one of my favorite characters in all the Final Fantasies, and he was definitely a Dragoon, so it kind of fits. Now, a little bit about the Gunbreaker before I get into the rotation. In my opinion, it has pretty good offensive capabilities, but the defensive capabilities I think are kind of lacking. It kind of has no ability to save itself, and the abilities that it does have to save itself are kind of like minimal at best. First of all, its heal over time ability is very small. I mean, it's a decent potency, but I mean, when you're pulling half a dungeon's worth of monsters, like, it's basically nothing. And Superbolide, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's what I'm gonna say. Superbolide reduces you to 1 HP before making you invulnerable. So if you have half a dungeon's worth of monsters on you, there is a good chance one of them is going to hit you before the invulnerability is coming up to save you. So that's another thing that I kind of have a beef with this class. And also, like, Sonic Break, you'd think you would want to build up skill speed in order to get more of those in, but you aren't going to build up enough skill speed for it to matter. So you actually kind of want to lower skill speed so that it fits in with the No Mercy buff time. But besides that, I mean, it's decent offensively, and let's get into the rotation. Now, I like to use the ranged abilities first. It gives you a little extra enmity at the beginning, so like just in case like somebody comes out with like a huge damage thing, like right at the beginning, like you have a little bit of a buffer. So after that, you can use Rough Divide if you want to gap close or not, depending on whether or not you have to save Rough Divide for closing gaps later. Then you go into Keen Edge, and this is probably the first time that I will suggest using a potion. And I mean, I should have said something in my previous videos, but after Keen Edge, I don't really have anything happening, so I just pop a potion right there, and that'll last for like the rest of the opener. Next will be Brutal Shell. I pop No Mercy after that to do the damage buff, and I get Solid Barrel, not Solid Blast, Solid Barrel next, and I do Blasting Zone after that. Then comes Sonic Break and Bow Shot. I like to get the dots up at the same time so that they're pretty much doing twice the dot damage. But that's me. Gnashing Fang, this is where I'm gonna start like double weaving abilities in between GCDs. And next will be Bloodfest. I like getting the non-continuation abilities in first because the continuation abilities have like a little delay before they like appear. So I like to get the non-continuation abilities in first because those don't have a delay, and I can just get those in real quick, and then after that I can get the continuation abilities in. So it'd be Bloodfest and then Jugular Rip. Next is Savage Claw. Then I do my Rough Divides here with Abdomen Tear with the first one, Wicked Talon, Rough Divide, Eye Gouge. After that, I get 2 Burst Strikes in with the remaining cartridges. And after that, you're pretty much down to your Solid Barrel combo and using everything on cooldown. You might want to save Rough Divides just in case you need to gap close later, like if you need to get out for some mechanic for some reason. Definitely save a Rough Divide if you have to. Blasting Zone and the other Bow Shock will both be pretty much on cooldown with No Mercy, so you don't really have to worry about them not being in No Mercy. So that's not too terrible, but the Gnashing Fang combos and the Sonic Break If you have too much skill speed, can be dangerous. Like you might have to delay those a little bit after doing No Mercy, just so that you can get them back in the next No Mercy. But that's just one of the things that kind of bothers me, is like you kind of want to build skill speed so your dots do more damage, because they are very high damaging dots. It's ridiculous how much damage they do, but doing that kind of makes it so that like you have to delay things, and doing that is kind of counterintuitive in my opinion. But for the AoE, you got Demon Slice, Demon Slaughter for your combo, Faded Circle is your cartridge expenditure, and Bow Shock is a really good AoE dot, and oh my gosh, that is just so much damage over time. Now, in summary, pretty much materia I would get for the Gunbreaker are probably the same as Paladin and Dark Knight. You'll want direct hit, det, crit, maybe skill speed up to a point, like maybe a couple seconds worth of reduction from like Sonic Break and Gnashing Fang, but probably not much more than that, because you don't want it to get too far out of the realm of No Mercy. So building up skill speed is not really something I would suggest, but it would be interesting to find out like what a high skill speed dot would look like on a Gunbreaker. Overall, like, defensive options I think are a little bit lacking, but it makes up for all the offense that it can do.